What is up, guys? My name's Brad and this is Operation N64. Now, if you're new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off with just £10 by using our charity shops, our car boot sales, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. Now, before we get into this week's episode, I just want to thank you guys so much for all your likes, comments, your subscribes. Thanks for bearing with me through these summer holidays. And I'm only managing to put out one video a week. I really appreciate you sticking with me. I'm hoping once the holidays are over, to ramp things up again, get it back up to at least 2 videos a week. The game room build is going to get a kick up the arse as well. We're going to get moving with that as well a lot quicker. So yeah, thanks for bearing with me, guys. I really appreciate it. So let's get into this week's episode. So before we get into any updates with the game fund, let's take a look at the collection so far. So yeah, guys, we're up to a total of 9 games in the N64 collection. That's a game every other episode, which I think's not a bad return. I'm hoping to ramp it up a bit, maybe go out and pick up a good chunk of games if I can, if we can build that game fund up to a nice healthy amount. Like I said before many times, an excuse after excuse, but it is the summer holidays. Going out game hunting is a lot more difficult, but I'm hoping when I eventually get to go to 1 or 2 retro shops that will have a nice chunk of money to spend. I am going to pick up a game here or there on eBay, CX and Vinted maybe, or somewhere like that, because I want to keep the games coming in, but I'd much rather go out to the shops and actually like physically have a look at them and go shopping, the old-fashioned way. I love picking things up, feeling them, looking at them before I decide to buy them. I know like eBay and Vinted are not too bad because you get multiple pictures and you kind of know what you're getting. I still like to have a look, in person, if you like. So that's the plan. We'll still pick up games here and there, and hopefully sooner rather than later we'll be able to go out shopping, proper shopping. So anyway, let's get into the updates to the game fund. We made a few sales this week. The sales are trickling in. They're keeping on coming, keeping us topped up, which is fantastic. So the first thing we sold was that Minecraft for the Xbox One. We sold that for $11.99. We also sold Tekken 6, I think it was, for the 360 for $5.99. And we sold that Batman the Killing Joke graphic novel for £9. So after fees and everything, that's a grand total of this. To add to the game fund for a grand total of this. Plus, we've got to take back that Earthworm Jim 3D that we had in the last episode that just weren't good enough. That's going back, so we can add that back into the CEX fund once that's done. But anyway, let's get into this week's episode. What is up, guys? I hope you're all enjoying this typical British summer. The weather has been pretty atrocious. We're trying to make use of what we can when it's warm enough to get outside. But yeah, I've been hitting the charity shops as and when I can. Trying to go like first thing in the morning so it doesn't like take up the whole day. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. This is my favourite spot as usual. There was quite a few games here. A lot of the stuff's been there a while now. At least it's not your same old boring stuff. There's a few decent games in there if anyone's looking to add to their collection. In terms of stuff for resale, stuff of a bit of value, there wasn't a great amount. I did pick up 1 or 2 games. As always, they're £1.50 in here. I've been back and forth to this one a few times this week, and it's been pretty slim pickings. I'm hoping they get some more gems in soon because they've been so good to me in the past. But yeah, flicking through these PS2 games, just looking for the ones that could potentially bring us in a little bit of profit. I saw this as well, I have no idea, America's, what was it called, America's something? Yeah, cool little graphic novel, no idea about it. If you guys know, let me know. America's Got Power. A couple more games in this charity shop. I popped into town, a rare occasion that I'm getting to go to town these days. But yeah, I popped into town, took the kids to the arcade. I convinced them to let me hit some charity shops. A few games here and there about. Unfortunately, these were priced a bit all over the shop. Couple of Call of Duties in there for the Xbox 360, which are definitely worth picking up now, especially if you can get them for like £1, £2, because a few of the, I think it's the Black Ops 1 and 2, they have a decent little bit of trading, and some of the other ones have a couple of quid trading also. So yeah, keep an eye out for Call of Duties on the Xbox 360. A couple DS games here. I've kept this Peppa Pig out to have a look at because surprisingly these kids games can hold some value. I've seen a Peppa Pig game on the DS be worth about 6 or 7 quid before. Unfortunately this wasn't it. There was a new charity shop just opened in town as well. Massive space, but it's quite sparse in terms of how much is in there. Hopefully they'll start getting more stuff in. Little stack of games here, nothing interesting at all, and a ton of DVDs, which I did have a little flick through, looking for them box sets with the hidden bit of value, but couldn't find any. And then something that's I'm loving at the minute is these annuals. I'm always flicking through annuals now, and I found a couple of decent ones. A ton of these old 80s, I don't even know what that is. Jackie, I don't know. But yeah, a ton of annuals here. Grain Shield, I didn't pick it up, but quite nostalgic, that one. But yeah, tons of annuals. Always looking at annuals now. Loving them for some reason. Great for the collection. So yeah, like I said guys, I did find a couple of these and I picked them up. This one potentially for a friend of mine who's a massive fan of the Jurassic Park series, so I'll ask him if he wants. If he doesn't, it will sit quite fine in my collection, but I will definitely check with him. And then I saw this, thought it was funny. Snake Diaz, like a signed memorabilia photo. I bet as soon as he lost that fight to Jake Paul the other day, that was straight in the charity bag. But yeah, here we are in another shop. This here, game-related plushie, £3, no, a bit too much. If it was like the 50p to £1 range, I would have picked that up, especially because it was brand new. And then me and the boy decided to pop down to Reselling Market. We wanted to get there early, we didn't. And when we got there, it was quite disappointing. I was in a funny, like, sort of mood. I had a late night the night before, smashing Vikings, which I'm absolutely loving. This bloke here had bags and bags of DVDs, and he was doing 10 pence a DVD, any DVD box sets, a lot. I did have a good dig through, probably not as thoroughly as I probably should have, but I had a good look through them. Picked out one or two. So yeah, mad 10p for DVDs, great price. There was probably a bunch in there I could have picked up and got like a quid or so trade-in. On a different occasion I might have done that. Well, I flicked through these, checked them all, took everything that was worth maybe £1 plus and just traded them all in. But I didn't on this occasion. Maybe I should have. Let me know I should have done that. Probably would have taken me quite some time. I did see this Red Dead here. Unfortunately it was empty. I didn't bother asking for the case. Yeah, he had a ton more DVDs around this side also, which I had a good flick through. Thundercats DVD there, unfortunately it was on one of them skinny cases, like it's part of a box set, so I didn't pick that up. Maybe I should have for 10p, but I didn't. But yeah, I was flicking through these. Some Blu-rays also. I don't know what it was, I just wasn't in the mood to go proper digging on this occasion. This dude here had a ton of £1 comics. I flicked through these looking for some interesting ones. I like, you know, what I like, the old school like TMNT, you know, the old style cartoon comics is what I like. Master of the Universe, that sort of thing. I did see some Conan ones in here, which I thought about picking up, but I didn't. But there was a ton here. If you're into your X-Men, your Marvel, DC stuff, there was a load in here. Some other stuff I had no clue about, but yeah, cool to see. He must own a shop or something, or come from somewhere to have such a huge stack, you know, for £1 a piece. Probably trying to flog some old stock or something. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. A bunch of Skylanders here, but I don't know, I had a feeling with this guy, he kind of knew what he was doing. So I knew these were going to be all the junky Skylanders. I doubt there would have been any with some value. There's my boy. So with Reselling Market, it's a market primarily, and then there's like a section for car booters to turn up on the day. There's never many. So I put like a handful or so car booters that turn up. You've got traders in there. They've probably been out digging through all this stuff before I got there. So that's the sort of thing I'm working with. I'm not sure how often I'm going to go back up here, but But it was a Saturday. I hadn't been to a car boot in so long. I was feeling like I needed to, I wanted to. So me and my boy went up there. And yeah, it wasn't great. I'm hoping to get back to the car boots this weekend. We will see. And we saw a bunch of games here, all priced up individually. So you know this guy has definitely looked all this stuff up. These cool like figures, these toys at the back here. This It one and these. And then we popped into my favourite place again, and they had one or two more things in there. This Dark Souls limited edition box. I had to pick it up. And then on my lunch break, I checked out this charity shop. It's never really very good, but found this. And we are back in the game space, now in between working and keeping the kids entertained and busy on my days off, and binge watching Vikings, which I'm absolutely loving, by the way, and can't believe it's taken me this long to watch. Fantastic series. If you guys haven't watched it, you probably have. I highly recommend you go watch it. In between all of that, we have managed to find a bit of time to go out hunting. I've hit a few charity shops as and when I could. Plus, me and the boy planned to go to Reselling or Riola Market the other day, and we went. And it was a bit of a fail, I have to be honest. It was kind of destined to fail. I was planning on getting up at the crack of dawn, going for when it opened. I overslept, had a late night the night before, binge watching Vikings. But yeah, had a late night, so got there late, and there just wasn't much there at all, which is a real shame. But anyway, let's get into what we picked up this week. There's a few bits and pieces for the collection, and a few bits and pieces to try and sell on or trade or whatever. But we spent a total of £4.60. Again, a very low spending week, but like I said, I'm finding it hard to get out, finding the time. But anyway, let's get into this week's pickups. So guys, I forgot to say in the video, I took back that Earthworm Jim N64 game, so we can add that back into the game fund. And let's get back into the video. So we'll go through the stuff we're going to try and sell or trade in first. And a couple of games, just the 2 games this week. It is Spider-Man 2 for the PS2. It's like a £5-6 game, nothing crazy. And Shadow the Hedgehog as well. Again, about a £5 or £6 game. I paid £1.50 each for these. So we can make a couple of quid on them. It's not too bad. There wasn't a great deal out there, so it's just nice to find games anyway. So yeah, first pick up. The next thing we picked up is this Silent Hill Revelation Blu-ray. It's only worth like 4 or 5 quid. I paid 50p for it. I actually haven't seen it. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if this is any good, if it's worth a watch. But I picked it up for 50p. If I can make like 3 or 4 quid on it, I'd be happy. So yeah, nice little pickup. If it's game related, I'm picking it up. And then one of the only things we found at Reselling Market, there was a dude there with like bags and bags of DVDs, and he said 10 pence a DVD. Now I did have a good look through, probably not as thorough as I should have. I was in one of their moods, but I did have a flip through, and I found this one right here. It is Raw, the beginning, the best of season 1 and 2. There's a box set here. I paid 10p, like I said, for it. I think it's worth like 15, 16 quid in CX, and they give you like £7 or £8 trading. So for 10 pence, it's a great little pickup. Yeah, very cool to find that. And then on my lunch break, I popped to a charity shop. I try to do that as often as I can. It's like utilising the time wisely. What else you do in your lunch break, but other than just like sit there and eat or whatever. So yeah, I popped to a charity shop on my lunch break, and I found this box set here. It is the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost box set. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz and World's End. It's missing Paul, which I absolutely love. I love Paul, the film. Shaun of the Dead's a banger. Hot Fuzz is good. World's End wasn't too fussed on. But anyway, I paid £1 for this. CEX sell it for 8 quid, and they give you £4 trading. So, you know, £3 profit from £1 is not too bad. But yeah, I do love Simon Pegg and Nick Frost films. I hope they bring out a new one. I really do. But yeah, anyway, nice little pickup. And that is everything we picked up to try and sell on. Like I said, guys, not a great deal. So let's get into the pickups for the collection. Now, I'm loving all of this stuff. One of the things I want you to help me out with, because I'm not too sure on it. But anyway, so the first thing we picked up is this DuckTales annual from '89. Love the colours on this. Loving annuals at the moment. I'm picking them up quite often. Yeah, very cool. Love DuckTales. Love this annual. The colours on it are fantastic. Nice little pickup. I think I paid 50p for it. And the next one is another annual, and it is Jurassic Park. There's no date on this, but I'm assuming it's quite old. It's from Grand Dreams, is it? It's just a brand you don't see anymore, I don't think. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it does look like one that was, you know, brought out when the movie was released. Very cool. I have a friend who's an absolute fanatic of Jurassic Park. I might see if he fancies this, if this is up his street, if it's something he likes, and I'll give it to him. But if he doesn't want it, I will keep it because it's very cool. And then that dude that was selling the 10p DVDs, I picked up a box set for myself. It's not worth anything. It's worth like £2. But for 10p, I'm picking it up. And it is Firefly. I love this series. It's a shame that they cancelled it after one season. I know they made a film to wrap it up, Serenity, which I love also. But yeah, had to pick it up. Definitely going to give this another watch. Really enjoyed it first time round. I want to have some box sets like this for when the games room's up and running. Maybe to like have on when I'm like editing or something, just because, you know, it's something I've seen before. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, love this series. If you guys haven't watched this as well, you should definitely go watch it. So the last thing is a game for the collection. Now I don't have any of these in the collection, any games like this in the collection. Been watching a ton of Retro Ghetto and he has a load of them and he picks them up. And it's got me looking and thinking, yeah, man, I want some of these in my collection. And it is one of these big box PS3 games, limited edition. It is Dark Souls. Everything is in there. The box is in pretty good nick. I'll get these stickers off. I'll show you what's inside, right? And this is one thing that confused me a little bit. I'll show you the extras first. You've got the art book here. Oh, upside down. The art book here. And both discs are in there. The soundtrack. And not really sure what this is. It's the DVD. Behind the scenes DVD there as well. So that's all there. Looks like it's never really even been looked at before. Very cool to have this. But then the game kind of confused me a little bit. So this is the game and it has no cover art. Now is that correct? I mean, the disc is in really good condition. The manual's in there. But where's the cover art? Is it supposed to have cover art? I think it is. Or is it just like this because it's inside the big box? I don't know. I don't know. But let me know in the comments below, guys, if this is how it's supposed to be or if it's missing its cover art. It doesn't matter too much because it's going in the collection and will live inside this box. But yeah, let me know. I'm really like interested to know. But yeah, I paid £1.50 for it. The game alone goes for like £5 in CX. Had a look on eBay and they're selling from somewhere for like 15 to 20 for this. So it's not a bad pickup for £1.50. But like I said, it's going in the collection. Very cool pickup. And that is everything this week. Now I was hoping to have an N64 game to tick off the list because I bought one on Vinted the other day. Great price on it, really nice condition. And I was hoping it would have arrived in time for this video, but it hasn't. It's my first purchase on Vinted. I've never used it before. And it's kind of, I find it really weird, a bit odd that you don't really get any sort of, like I bought the thing and I've had like no like update or nothing really. It just says wait for him to ship. It's probably perfectly normal and I'll probably get some sort of update in a few days, but yeah. Hopefully it will be here for the next video. But yeah, guys, really happy with what I found considering the time I had and the disappointment of resolving market. But yeah, really happy with what I found. As always, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Also, let me know about that Dark Souls game. I want to know if that's correct. And as always, if you guys are enjoying this series, please let me know by smashing that like button. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.